And you started our event yesterday morning, and we'd very much value your thoughts on what you've heard and what you think the implications are.
Well, let me first say it was a very impressive talk with His Royal Highness the Ambassador. And he is a very well educated ambassador, actually. So, and I enjoyed the discussion very much. Yeah. And let me thank you yourself personally, David, for all what you are doing during this conference and during the past conference as well. And there were two of them now, and you were managing the two of them very well and in a very professional way.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for that. Yeah. And let me thank of course the Gulf Conference company for their effort in organizing this event. Well, of course, they are doing a very good job, and we appreciate the Association of Arab University what they are doing. Well, as maybe David said, this conference addressed so many of the challenges that facing the education sector post COVID-19 pandemic, and this not only for the Arab world, but I think it is challenges which faces all the regions in the world. So this is one of the points which I think we changed ideas here, and I think this is very helpful for us and for the other regions as well. And there is no doubt that the issue of developing and modernizing institutions of higher education and scientific research is most important in all countries, actually. And this is, and we heard from the ambassador that if universities doesn't work in scientific research to serve the society, what else should it do? Universities, of course, with no walls, and we heard this, or fences, as shown by the president of the European Union Association, Michael Murphy, is something which I think is needed to be taken into consideration, not only in Europe, but in all other regions. And this is I'll say something personal, because once I was the president of Helwan University, and I woke up in the morning and I read in the Haram newspaper, which was the largest newspaper in Egypt, that Helwan University is a university without fences. And it was one page about how the university is communicating with the society and how it is helping the society in all aspects. So I like this very much, and I hope that this can be transferred to all universities in the world. Let me say as well that universities are centers of excellence and stronghold of human thought of the highest level. A vital area for investment and a major driver in the sustainability process, and a prerequisite for human development based on knowledge economies. And I don't think we will, we all agree about that. IT, information technology and communication, scientific research are major reasons for the economic and social prosperity. And we all nowadays, I think, live in the fourth industrial revolution, depending on the IT and communication. The fourth industrial revolution is characterized by a set of modern technologies and techniques. The important one of them is the artificial intelligence, of course, that have become one of the most important driving forces. Let me say as well that the relationship between education and digitalization will become increasingly enriched. This is maybe some points which I wanted to mention. This requires a shift in the philosophy of education beyond the use of technology application to the design of the educational process itself. The phenomena of globalization has led to an exponential increase in internationalization of higher education. And I think we all feel that, and we saw it in the past 2 or 3 years. The job market is changing. It is becoming more and more global, open, and competitive. Student expectations are changing in today's digital age. Let me, after hearing this panel about ranking, let me say that the Association of Arab Universities actually will issue the first ranking for the Arab universities by the end of this year. We had so many. We agree upon the elements in most of the international accreditation rankings, but we have the component of innovation, which is no other ranking have it in its system. We are targeting that this ranking should be a global one, and it is going to be a global one, but we will start in the first year or 2 years as a pilot with Arab universities. This is some points which I wanted to mention at the end of this.
Well, thank you.
Let me thank all the participants, either in face-to-face here, in reality here, or virtually for their attendance, of course. And thank you again very much, David, for all what you have done during the past 2 days.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, just a sort of quick comment. I mean, I'll admit to being slightly surprised by the way the voting went in that last, 7-1 in favor of the Arab, when maybe I'm just working with a select group of universities, but certainly there's a very strong internationalization sense in the universities that I work with, and that 7-1 vote surprised me. Did it surprise you?
Well, 7-1 or about one, because
it was 7 people favored the Arab rankings.
Of course, yes.
To
why,
1.
Why does that surprise you? Yes, I think yes. If you have a Chinese ranking, and they have a European or English ranking, and you have the American rankings and the French rank, why not the Arab region doesn't have its own ranking? That's number one. And a friend of mine who is who is actually Michael Murphy, told me that, well, you will do this ranking, 10 universities will be happy with you, but the rest, you bear whatever will happen. So, but it is important that as an Arab region, as an Arab society, as an Arab organization, to have our own ranking. And I'm sure what I'm saying is that although it's an Arab ranking, but it bears all the elements in the international rankings. Besides, we added the part of innovation as part of the measures which we do.
I'd just like to add 2 thanks to those which you have shared. The first is to you and to your association, because I think Gulf Conferences working together with your association has amazing reach across the region. And we're very grateful that those 2 organizations come together and achieve greater benefit. My final word of thanks for today is to our participants, both online and in the studio here in London. I've done a number of these events, and the level of engagement of this one and the quality of the questions and the points that have been made has been such that they have really taken the issues forward. And when we have speakers saying that they are going to take that point back to their board or to their organization, I think there's a little measure of the impact that events like this can take. Now, we reconvene tomorrow morning, British summer time at 10 o'clock. It's a slightly different day tomorrow. Some of the topics are very specific. They go deeply into pedagogy, some of them, and they follow up in detail a number of the issues which we've talked about and learnt about over the last 2 days. So I hope that both online and in the studio, you will be able to join us tomorrow, and I look forward to welcoming you then. And for today, thank you all very much.